We've all done it. We've all been there. You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you're playing on your phone, and suddenly something just doesn't feel right. Your stomach hurts, your head hurts, maybe your breathing is slowed, maybe your rash shows up. But you just know that something's not right with your body. Do you get up off the couch, go get in your car, and drive to the doctor? Or do you turn around and do you look up your symptoms on your phone? According to Philly Voice, if you look up the symptoms on your phone, you are like 65% of Americans who turn to the internet to diagnose their symptoms before an actual doctor. So there's pros and cons to using the internet as a doctor, and there's also ways to use it better than just Googling everything on the internet. I'm here to tell you the pros and cons and how to actually find a good, credible source to diagnose yourself. Keep yourself safe and happy at home. So, when used as a resource versus a replacement, self-diagnoses can be really helpful. They can be a really helpful tool. Harvard Health says to use these online symptom checkers to see if how urgent your ailment is, if you need to go to the ER, if you need to call and schedule a doctor's visit, or if you just need to wait it out, see if your symptoms get worse or see if they go away altogether. That's going to help you not waste any time just sitting in the ER to find out if you have a stomach ache or, planning this doctor's visit way ahead of time and then it goes away before you actually get there. I've had that happen. But it also is going to keep any unwanted stress away. So, like, if you do just schedule that doctor's appointment, if you're sitting in that ER, you're going to get stressed. You're going to think that it's the worst. And in reality, they're taking forever because there's nothing wrong with you. It can also help. There's a lot of discrimination in doctors, emergency rooms, that kind of thing, against weight, sex, identity, gender. I'm forgetting one. Race. Yeah. There's a lot of bias against those groups, and just to have the internet there to tell them that, like, look, what I'm telling you is serious. This is actually a serious ailment, and you need to look into it, can really be helpful for some people in those situations. And although helpful in some cases, Dr. Internet may not always lead you down the right path. So you could miss symptoms that could be super important, but you've had them for a really long time, so you didn't notice, or you could think that you have symptoms that are completely unrelated. And you could brush off super important symptoms just because you don't think that it's a big deal, or because you don't think that it's related. So it can go both ways, but either way, not great. Patient Pop says that looking up your ailments on the internet first can lead to unnecessary stress, which is kind of true if it diagnoses it as something bigger, or not necessarily more important, but more important, and you just freak yourself out and you have all that stress just for nothing. And but most of these sites that you find information on, they're hit or miss, but there are ways to make sure that you're getting the most credible information that you can take to your doctors. Harvard tested a bunch of symptom checkers, and for the ailment that they were checking the symptoms for, they got the correct answer the top 34% of the time. They got it in the top 3, 51% of the time, and they got it in the top 20, 58% of the time. So even the top 20 is only a little over half the time that they're going to be completely accurate on your diagnosis. But Harvard says that some helpful places are the Mayo Clinic, healthychildren.org, Steps to Care, Symptomify, or you can do health.harvard.com. I think it's .com, and they'll give you a bunch of super helpful resources and symptom checkers. I would stray away from WebMD because it's kind of like Wikipedia, where it does have trained doctors, trained medical professionals editing these sites and all these like information things, but it is just any professional that wants to submit something on here. They get checked, but you never know how completely accurate they can be, and also you can miss something, and that won't necessarily lead you in the right direction in some places. And always make sure that you're using more than one source. Just don't look up one thing and say that that's it. You want to double check, make sure that you have all the facts before you just trust the internet completely. And now that you know the pros and cons to looking up your symptoms on the internet and how to look them up in the right place, you can use online diagnoses for your advantage. So in conclusion, don't blindly trust the internet with anything. Take everything with a grain of salt, and when in doubt, just call your doctor or go to your doctor because they'll help you. They have your best interest at heart, and if they don't, find a new doctor. But yeah, that's it.